Welcome into the Snapped Podcast, my personal audio journal. My name is Tyler Kluber. I'm a personal trainer and podcaster, but it gets a little bit deeper than that. And this show is going to give you an inside look on my thoughts concerning health and fitness, business, mindset, and creating the life that you feel lucky to live. I hope you enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and let's have a day. Oh, yeah. I think we upped the audio. I think we got that taken care of. Now you guys can hear that music a little bit better when it comes in. Everybody, welcome into the Snap Podcast. It is Wednesday, the 24th of November, which means that tomorrow is the 25th of November. Happens to be the final Thursday in November, and that means it's Thanksgiving, a week that is, well, maybe thought of by you fellow listeners out there in many different ways. I love the holidays. It's my favorite time of the year. Today on the Snap Podcast, we're going to talk about some fitness and health tips to help you through days like Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year's, all of that, because we are now entering that time of year. It is very easy to get sucked into the holidays and being at family's house and not having a plan fitness wise, not having a plan nutrition wise. I guess the first place to start is, do we need to have a plan, right? If we're going to have a plan, what does that need to look like? And third, what are some tips and tricks to help sort of set yourself up for success? It's a lot of S's when it comes to eating and working out around the holidays. The first one is, and I think this is the most important, make the holidays what's going to make you the most happy, right? And that's sort of a loaded question, because I think generally what makes us the most happy is when we follow our consistency and our discipline and whatever plan we have in place in the macro, right? That being maybe a total calorie number, or this is how my days go each week. Nutritionally, I have a cheat day on this day, whatever it may be. A lot of the times following that plan is what's going to make you happy, right? More so than just what's going to make me happy for this individual single Thanksgiving meal. Well, obviously that's going to be eating the entire pumpkin pie and 3 pounds of turkey and eating all the rest of the desserts and the mashed potatoes and everything you can put in your mouth, right? So we have to, again, as always, when it comes to health and fitness, sort of give up some short-term pleasure, some short-term lack of discipline for the longer game, right? We still want to be able to enjoy ourselves. If you're the kind of person who, for one day, you can go all out and it's not going to affect you mentally, it's not going to affect you routine wise. It's not going to, you can get right back into it the next day. Good for you. Enjoy the day, right? Don't put too many restrictions on it. But if you know that if you're a person, that you are a person, that if you eat a big Thanksgiving meal and you know that you went over 1,000, 1,500, there's the yawn, 2,000 calories, then let's put a plan in place. That's a lot of P's. Holy smokes. There's a lot of, what is that? A simile? Nope. Alliteration. There it is. A lot of alliteration in this podcast. Let's put a plan in place to help you get through the holidays, get through Thanksgiving, get through being at family, and still be happy with where you're at in your weekly schedule of fitness and nutrition, right? So that's the first thing. Set your expectations to what's going to make you the most happy, what's going to make you feel successful. And that's going to be different for everybody. For me, I like to stay within my discipline, within my calorie limits. I don't want to stray too much. One, and it's really I would call it 60 or 70% of the reason, is I simply don't feel good if I stuff myself full, right? I'm probably eating 3,200 calories a day right now. If I eat 4,500 calories, right? And those 4,500 calories come from mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, cheesy potatoes, pumpkin pie, just turkey, ham, like all of these very savory, rich foods that we find in Thanksgiving, whatever it may be, right? Stuffing, green bean casserole, just imagine all of that. And the other problem is it all comes at once, right? You're in like this 3-hour period of time where you get to the house and then food's finally ready. Everybody gets up, we eat, we all sit down. You've got that food coma going. You're like, okay, I'll get up and have myself a piece or whatever. You have cookies, whatever it may be. You eat all of this food in one sort of extended single sitting, and it just makes you feel like crap. And that for me is why I like to stay within my limits, right? So here's my 3 tips. And this isn't just diet, or it's all encompassing how to be healthy or how to stick to a health around the holidays. Number 1 is get a workout in if you can. And it does not have to be your normal workout, right? It's more than likely you're not going to have that opportunity. Oftentimes you're traveling, or you spent the previous day. Oh, wow. 2 yawns in the same podcast. You spent the previous day traveling. You stayed overnight. You woke up at family's house and you're going to have Thanksgiving lunch, right? You don't have your home gym or your the YMCA or the Lifetime or the 24-hour that you're used to back home, right? You're not in your routine. So you're probably going to find yourself more than likely in a place where there's no workout equipment and all you have is your body. That's okay. Try and move for 20 to 30 minutes. And I suggest going back to my episode about EMOMs and that workout structure, because those can come in and be very easily implemented into a 20 to 30 minute structure. If you can get yourself a high heart rate sort of up tempo warm up done in say 4 to 8 minutes, take a quick 1 or 2 minute rest, and then burn yourself into 2 8 to 10 minute EMOMs, that's a 30-minute workout where that did not take a lot of thinking mentally. You probably only had to come up with 3 or 4 or 5 exercises to do with your body, right? We're limited, but all we need is 4 or 5 exercises. I can give you 10 right now. Okay. The best when you want to do when you have to do an at-home workout, you go to push-ups, lunges, squats, burpees, wall sits, planks, sit-ups. What else do we have? Handstand push-ups if you're going to get real crazy about it and you're a CrossFitter, jumping jacks, squat holds, single leg squats, step ups if you have a stair or a chair to stand on. If you're outside or somewhere where you have room, you could do jumps, like straight up like vertical jumps. You could do skater squats or skater hops. You could do fast feet. You could do high knees. I mean, there's a million right there, right? And all you need is 3 or 4 to go back and forth between, right? V-ups, flutter kicks, butterfly kicks. Yeah. Bicycle crunches, I mean, whatever, alternating V-ups. There's a million you could do, right? Pick those, get a workout in 20 to 30 minutes. What that's going to do for you is you're going to sweat, you're going to breathe hard, and it's going to give you that stimulus of, okay, this is another day that I've gotten my exercise in, right? It is a data point for your body. It is an input to your body that, hey, this is just like every other day when I'm working out. That's going to help in the back end subconscious psyche of you, your body, tell yourself, I'm not fully just letting go of everything that I'm used to. You're more than likely at that point to then live out the rest of your day as if it's a normal day. As opposed to if you just wake up and you're like, no workout today, we're at the in-laws or we're at family, it's Thanksgiving, everything's out the window, then you're more than likely to just throw everything out the window. So number 1, get a workout in. 20 to 30 minutes. Number 2 is to approach the day calorically as you would any other day. Or let's say you have a cheat day where you have one day of the week where you're slightly higher in calories or slightly less worried about where your calories come from. Approach the day nutritionally like you do those days. So for me, that may be 3,200 to 3,500 calories, right, on my worst day of the week. So I'm going to approach all of my food that day as if that is what I'm shooting for. Because when it comes to Thanksgiving, there's a big ass folding table, card table full of dishes of food on fucking hot plates. They're all over the place. It all looks incredible. There's spatulas and spoons, and you're just spooning. There's no portion control. It's just full on buffet. And if you don't portion control yourself, or if you don't walk into that meal with the idea that this meal has to fit within my day, right, then you're going to go overboard. So the best way that I kind of do that is, one, do your first round through the food, serve yourself half to 3/4 of the portion that your mind initially tells you to scoop, right? So if I want a big old scoop of mashed potatoes, you could even, well, this would probably be poor, meal etiquette, but scoop yourself a big old portion of potatoes and then, take a quarter or half of it and put it back, right? Just to like say, hey, this is how much I want to take. This is what my eyes are telling me to take. My stomach is telling me to take, but I'm going to go halfway. You can always go back for more, right? Take half to 70% of what you actually, your dumb, undisciplined, hungry self is telling you to take, and go eat that and then let it sit. Do not go back for seconds, for 15 or 20 or 25 minutes. Once you have let it sit, if you are still then hungry, or more than likely, here's what's going to happen. You're going to realize, oh, I'm full. And the only thing you're going to crave or want to go back for is stuff that you really, really, really want. The stuff that you only eat during Thanksgiving, or that one dessert that your family makes every time you're at this house and you don't have it any other time of year. Then go back for that. The total amount that you eat will end up being much less than if you just stuff your plate to the edges. You cram it all down and you haven't even processed it. You haven't even gotten it into your stomach by the time it's all in your body, down your throat, esophagus, and it's processing. And then by the time you go back for seconds, now you're eating your second plate, and that first round is finally hitting your stomach, and you're like, oh shit, I've eaten too much. And everybody's been there, right? So have a plan within the context of your entire day. The third one is this: work around that big meal, both intraday and around the days, right? So if I know that Thanksgiving is on Thursday, tomorrow, I'm going to have a slightly lighter day today on Wednesday. I'm probably going to have a slightly lighter day on Friday. Okay. Give myself 500 calories on each of those days so that I can automatically, on the weekly time frame, give myself an extra 1,000 calories to work with, knowing that tomorrow, Thursday, is going to be a big day. That's how you would work around it with the days that are sandwiching the day that your event, your party will be on, your Thanksgiving get together. On the day of, you're not going to die if you don't eat breakfast, or if you don't get that Starbucks venti frappuccino thing, right? That's already 600 or 700 calories. You don't need other food on Thanksgiving. It's literally how they did it. The Pilgrims and those people, they only ate one meal, just one big Thanksgiving meal, and they didn't eat the rest of the day. That's called feasting and fasting, right? So don't eat breakfast and then also eat a big Thanksgiving afternoon meal and then expect or have it in your head that you're also going to be eating later, like a late dinner or a dessert later on, right? Don't do that, because when you spread that out over an entire day, It's going to be very, very easy. You've probably already matched your calories for the whole day in that one Thanksgiving meal. Now you're going to add on an extra, 5 or 800 calories per breakfast or dinner that you add on top of that. So that's going to make that worse. So use some strategy intraday and around the day to help you with your caloric total. Again, number one is get a workout in. Don't skip that. A lot of people do like a turkey trot. That's fantastic. Do some kind of exercise. It'll kick you into, I'm still trying to be healthy mode, right? Number two is think about the day calorically as you would go about putting stuff on your plate as if it was just another day. And then if you give into yourself and you go a little bit over, that's fine. It won't be that much big of a deal. And number three is use strategic planning around those meals, right? Eat less before, after, and on the day of. Those are my biggest 3 tips for the Thanksgiving, the stuff that I'll be using. I will be in Omaha, Nebraska tomorrow, but I will be getting a big old deadlift session in before we get on the road. So that's all I've got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, hopefully that audio and the intro was all checked out. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to you and all your families. And as always, we'll be back again next week. Peace.